After trading for KD this past offseason, the Rockets went from a young, fun team on the rise to now a team with real expectations. But we're now over halfway through the season, and as each game goes by, Houston looks less and less of a team capable of making a deep playoff run. Since January 1st, the Rockets still rank top 10 in defensive rating, yet they either rank bottom 10, middle of the pack, barely above average, or barely top 10 in record, offensive rating, and net rating. But what are the biggest reasons for the Rockets looking so underwhelming? One reason is Sengun has been disappointing. Coming into the season, it was largely believed that Sengun would take another step. And in the season opener against OKC, it seemed like we were getting ready to see him take that next step. Instead, Sengun has stagnated. While he hasn't been bad, he really hasn't improved that much. As from last season to this year, he's still bad or below average in his relative true shooting, finishing true shooting, short and long mid-range field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. As a guy whose shot diet is largely layups, push shots, floaters, and mid-range jumpers, the fact Sengun is not efficient in any of those areas of the floor and is a below average free throw shooter and three-point shooter is a problem, especially factoring in he's the Rockets' second option and providing them average to below average rim protection. The next reason is Amen's lack of an outside shot is killing their half-court offense against playoff caliber teams. Amen is a monster in transition, a good finisher at the rim, a good connective passer, and those aspects shine at their brightest against playing or bad teams that won't highlight Amen's lack of an outside shot. But playoff teams see that weakness and salivate at it. For example, against the Spurs, they had Wemby guard Amen, when in reality, the Spurs can have their elite rim protector in Wemby stay in the paint or just roam off him and always be near the rim ready to help. And other teams the Rockets will have to go through in the West have deployed a similar tactic in their matchups against Houston. Playoff teams are comfortable doing this and also just helping off him completely because Amen is not just a poor shooter from deep, he's a complete non-threat from there. In addition to not being much of a threat in the short and long mid-range areas, he's in the bottom percentiles in three-point attempts per game and percentage, and is in the average to below average percentiles in short and long mid-range field goal percentage despite shooting those shots consistently. When you combine Amen's lack of an outside shot, Sengun's inefficiencies as a scorer, you get the Rockets' clutch offense being really clunky, which is another problem they have. A lot of their clutch offense is giving KD the ball and everyone else is standing around with little to no off-ball movement. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I would appreciate it if you could like the video as it helps the video perform better in the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel. If you like NBA content, this is the place where you will want to be. The last reason for the Rockets' struggles that we will discuss together is Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams were more important than people realized. When it comes to VanVleet, Houston is missing his ball handling, as if he was healthy, he would be one of their two trusted ball handlers, with the other being KD. I know you might be saying, what about Amen and reedsheppard? Well, Amen functions more like a wing or even a big depending on the lineup, with how much he plays off the ball, cutting back door, and hanging around the dunker spot and the baseline. When it comes to Reed, while he can handle the ball, he plays mainly off the ball as he has issues when it comes to dealing with a heavy amount of ball pressure. Reed is also not an efficient self-creator. He's reliant on his three-point shooting as he struggles to get to and score inside the arc and at the rim. Both Amen and Reed are not on the same level of ball handling and passing that VanVleet is. If he was healthy, VanVleet would give Houston a guy they could rely on as a ball handler, a passer, and a playmaker, and a guy to initiate the offense. The Rockets were already limited in those aspects, especially with passing and playmaking, as VanVleet and Sengun were the two best in those areas. And they would have taken that largely off of KD's plate, as those are not his strongest skills, as he struggles processing the floor and delivering passes in the right places. While he was inconsistent at it, if VanVleet was healthy, he would have also provided another pull-up shooting threat, because Houston doesn't have that outside of KD and Reed. With Steven Adams, he was huge in their biggest strength, with that strength being their offensive rebounding. Before Adams went down for the season, he was 3rd in the NBA in offensive rebounds per game. And as a team, the Rockets led the NBA in offensive rebounds per game by a wide margin. And in minutes when Adams and Sengun shared the floor together, the Rockets had an offensive rebound percentage over 41%. The Rockets were never going to be the greatest half-court offense, especially after VanVleet went down, but the fact they could grab over 41% of their missed shots was so huge to their offensive formula. In addition to Steven Adams being arguably the best screener the NBA has ever seen, this is evident in the fact that before Adams went down, the Rockets had the 4th best offensive rating in the league. The VanVleet injury was a big loss, but the Steven Adams injury was the straw that broke the camel's back, and as we stand right now, I see the Rockets ceiling as a 2nd round exit. If you're still here right now at this point of the video, I appreciate you watching the entire video. Don't forget to like the video, as the basketball should appear when you do, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about the Rockets. What do you think is their ceiling? See y'all in the next one.